All right, man. Back once again on the microphone, the Ballroom Chats podcast with your boy Cool Water, the digital dope man, coming live and direct. It's the Ballroom Chats podcast, man. I'm loving this beat, dog. So today, we're going to talk about a few things that have all transpired and are transpiring within the black community. Let's put it like that. Things that have happened some time ago that are now even coming to the surface a little bit more. And we got to delve into it, man. So, I'm Cool Water, your host, the digital dope man, creator, founder of the Ballroom Chats podcast, where we talk about topics in the area of entertainment, politics, culture, business, and health. You can find the Ballroom Chats podcast on Spreaker, SPREAKER.com under Ballroom Chats or Cool Water Tracks. Either one of them should do the trick. So, I'm coming off of a successful podcast with the Nick Cannon succumbs to the elite. That went viral for me, so people have been digging in on that, which has been great. So we just gonna keep moving. We're gonna keep dropping this content because, again, that's what being a digital dope man is all about. I got to give you the content that keep you hooked like a dope fiend. You dig? So many of you probably don't know or have not paid much attention to some of the things that are going on. So it's my job to kind of bring it to the forefront so you can get a little taste of it. You know what I'm saying? And the topic today will be crooked charlatans versus the messengers in Black America. Let me say that again. Crooked charlatans versus the messengers in Black America. Now, what made me decide I needed to jump on that, one of the things that made me decide I need to jump on this topic, because the Nigerian doctor from Houston, Texas, that was with the other 10 or 11 or 12 doctors who screamed out, there's a cure, there's a cure, there's a cure, there's a cure for the Rona, was attacked heavily by black folks all over the country. I don't know what happened abroad, but I know here, me being on Facebook and Twitter, she was immediately debunked. She was immediately called a quack. She was immediately listed as a psycho because she did not stay in line and fit the stereotypical norms that many of you have been trained to believe in since your birth, since your childhood, your elementary school, middle school, high school, and collegiate professional careers and academic careers, if you will. So I'm kicking back, and it all transpired for me when I just shared the video. Like, I had no intent. I didn't know that it was going to be a problem. I seen what she was saying. I already knew about that information per se because I had done a research on it months ago, and I was just sharing it for conversation, not thinking that it was going to unite a fire. So not only did it ignite a fire on my page, it ignited a fire across the whole country. And she made the ABC, NBC, CBS Evening News. And they quickly had to list her as a uncreditable source for the information that she spewed. But what I found even more disturbing was the number of black folks who were not willing to listen to the messenger bring the message that might be beneficial to their ultimate survival. But at the same time, they're cool with receiving the message from Fauci and Gates, the WHO and the CDC, because quote unquote, they're civilized, documentable, data-driven organizations that get most of their data from doctors that work in the organizations, mind you. These people were better. So black folks once again became the ass and the anus that always seems to get fucked in the end. Because what really had me going was there were 11 or 12 doctors, not just her, that were saying the same thing. And these were white doctors who were saying it, but they didn't say it with as much passion and as much enthusiasm as she did. So black folks immediately dismissed it. So the messenger was put back in her box by black folks. Even though she still moves on, she still keeps hollering her message, but now she's labeled as the psycho doctor from her pediatrician from Houston, Texas, who, deals in demon spirits and astroplaning and things of that nature. You dig? And that's one of the things that most of the Negroes don't even know about, because they don't even tap into their own culture. So the crooked charlatan versus the messenger is the topic. So Dr. Stella Emanuel, in my personal opinion, would be one of the messengers. She would be like Moses. The rain is coming. The flood is coming. Get prepared because the flood is coming. But most Negroes do and did the same thing they did to Moses as they did to Dr. Stella Emanuel, which is she's a nut job. She's a basket case. I'm not going to pay her any mind. I'm going back in the house and cook my food and live my regular basic life. So here she is passionate about saving lives, and guess what? We could give two shits about that. So many in Black America in particular, it's been many messengers that have came to bring the message that we have always shunned and thrown rocks at. The Honorable Marcus Garvey, Elijah Muhammad, Noble Drew Ali, Malcolm X, Minister Farrakhan, the Black Panther Party, Geronimo Pratt, Kwame Ture, Stokely Carmichael. These brothers came with the message to lift up black folks, but many of us shunned and turned our nose at the messenger because it wasn't possible for us to see the big picture. So we took it upon ourselves to denounce them as crazy and crooked and evil and vile, and how could you, and we should all kumbaya and come together and get along. And it's like, and this is no disrespect, because I think the brother did what he did, and he did a good job at doing whatever he did. But the Honorable John, rest in peace, John Lewis, I thought to myself, as white folks praised John, I mean, they gave him a remarkable homegoing. But my question is, well, what did he do? Because we're no further along since he started marching, protesting, sitting in, going to jail today than we were when he was doing it. So I have to question, what did he do? People say, well, he gave us to help us get the Voting Rights Act. I say, yeah, that's a combination of a few things. We got a civil right or two. We got some social programs. But what did he do? How far along are we? Are we still oppressed? Are we still dealing with racial issues? Are we still dealing with injustices of America? Can we literally say that him, King, Andrew Young, and others have really made a major impact in the whole situation? The situation that really has blessed us to a place where we see progress. And I can't necessarily say that I do see it. I mean, people probably would disagree, but the messenger, he was part of the messengers. He came with the message. Some people shunned his message. Some people accepted it. Mainly white folk really appreciated the fact that he wanted to kumbaya and go along with the program. But he was one of the messengers. You take somebody like Minister Louis Farrakhan, who's been preaching the message for 60 years, and to this day, he's still shunned, regarded, and labeled as an anti-Semite, a vile person of language. He's not kumbayaing. Why can't we all get along? He's about the upliftment and progress of black people. But he's been delivering the message. Nobody wants to hear the message. There's people that have heard it. I mean, he got a small nation of 70, 80,000, 100,000 people that follow the teachings of the Honorable Most Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. But the large body of black folks, they shun that nose up at the message. Not necessarily that the people in the organization are always 100, but the message. You understand what I'm saying? The message in its own right is something to really take a serious look at. So we have to question the crooked charlatans and the messengers. So yesterday, one of the homies shot me a video on Jay Morrison. And many of you probably don't know Jay, but Jay is considered to be a real estate guru who has risen through the ranks and acquired popularity, status, and wealth through real estate. Jay Morrison's background comes from, he used to be some type of hustler selling dope or something, went to prison, got turned on to some information as far as how to do and real estate and I guess why he was in prison. Comes out, starts off small and supposedly grows large and becomes a real estate mogul in the black community. And his objective is to inspire and uplift black folks to help them get to the money for the through the real estate. But as time has went on, I got one of my partners, he went over there, he dropped 500 in the man hand to get some game. My tax man got some folks that fooled with him, and things are starting to come back relatively shaky. Jay's beating people out of money. So yesterday I got some insight on some information. He's supposed to beat Tony the Closer, real estate mogul, ex-football player, NFL player, for about 50 to 100,000. Antonio Moore, Tone Talks, did the scoop on him. He had a lawsuit on him for about 200,000. Jay started the Tulsa Real Estate Fund to help fund Black Wall Street's rebirth and an investment that would help give individuals a return on their money and yada 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 yada. Jay ain't had no problem getting the money out of you Negroes though. So the charlatan is preaching one, but he getting the bread from you. But in the same sentence, you're not necessarily questioning him as much as you would question someone else. So now you're being beat. And like my man said, Raheem Shabazz, this type of shit just set us back 50 years because black folks ain't gonna never trust another Negro when it comes to giving money and helping uplift the race. Because why? It's always somebody in the background who cutting you at the ankles and they stealing from you. So this dude wearing a suit and tie and he getting to the money and you giving him the money with the hopes of getting a return on your investment so you can lead the life that he's leading. Jay got some money from another NFL player, I believe, a couple $100,000. It might have been the same dude that Tone was talking about. Took that money, got him a condo, a penthouse or somewhere, I think in Trump Tower. Went and copped up one of the new Benzes. Living a life, looking like he rich, but he really ain't rich, but he really living off your money. So he doing the Ponzi scheme type style. He doing the corporate fraud that many of those guys you have seen in the movies like Wolf of Wall Street do. Taking your money and living off of it. So now, the Tulsa Real Estate Fund is supposedly defunct. $500,000 gone. Folks can't get their bread back. I know Boy said he put some bread in on it. I wonder how much he put in. Boy's got a couple dollars though, so he can miss that. But there's some folks in there, man, that believe in what he's doing, believe in what Jay's doing. So Jay now, you know what I'm saying, is being looked at sideways. And little by little, he's becoming exposed. Because the charlatan in the black community that really is out to steal from you is the person or peoples or organizations that's easily able to persuade you into believing they have the solution to your problem. Hence the reason you giving up the money. Now let's fire it over to another messenger. In my personal opinion, you got Umar Johnson who over here begging and pleading with y'all to help him build a school to educate black children, and he catching hell. Catching hell. Catching hell. Because you want to know where the money is, how it's being counted, how it's being raised, what bank it's in, want bank deposits, want account numbers. You want all of this. And he been doing this now for almost 10 years. He ain't went and did nothing out of the ordinary. Went and got 2 buildings now. Then they came back with videos. Them buildings ain't really his. It's this, it's that. You got another dude over here, Lennon Honor, doing 3-hour videos like he ain't got nothing else to do with his time. You understand what I'm saying? Going in. Because the brother want to save black boys and black little girls from the misappropriated educational system that was created under the Rockefeller, Henry Ford, and other administrations, indoctrination organizations, docility training organizations, like I said, through the Rockefeller organizations and others, to indoctrinate your children to become slaves. He trying to help free, but y'all giving him hell. He's a fraud. He's a crook. He's this. He's that. But ain't none of you niggas said that shit when Jay Morrison asked you to donate. And he raised $500K. Got the bread. Walking around living lavish, him and Ernestine. Ernestine over here on the video swallowing the cucumber whole. Taking the cucumber to the face whole. You dig? And y'all ain't worried about them. There's no checks and balances for them. But this brother that want to save your child from extermination, you got all kind of issues. Dr. Stella, Emmanuel, you got an issue with her because she telling you that there's a remedy for the Rona. You got an issue with Umar because he's telling you there's a remedy for your children, but we're gonna have to cut the white supremacy off and the white indoctrination machine off at its root. Can't come to the school with no perm. Working with your perm. You understand? Pissed. Y'all want to hear that? I understand what he's saying. If you really gonna do this thing. You dig? But at the end of the day, the messengers are being attacked, whereas the charlatans are being praised. And we so easy to be fooled, man. Like I said, you got Bill Clinton over here, man, at John Lewis' funeral, taking shots at Stokely Carmichael. Why? What'd he do to you? What did the messenger do to you? And like I told one of my partners, old school Ralph, I said, hey, all you gotta do, man, is get a saxophone, be able to play, smoke a little weed, and drink some Hennessy with us, and you got us. You got us. You got us. We sold. We sold. We sold. It ain't even up for debate with us. You give us a little bit, we're gonna take the rest of it from there. Folks hated Herman Cain. Black folks didn't like Herman Cain because he supported Trump. Herman Cain was a Republican, a businessman. Herman Cain don't get no love though when he passed. Rich black man supporting the white man that's running the presidency. We can't fool with him. But you get behind Obama, who really don't have no track record for doing nothing for black America. And will love his dirty draws. Lick his balls. You understand? And supported what he did, supposedly. So it's one of them things, man, it's the charlatan versus the messenger. And we so easy to be bamboozled that it's just like, man, at what point do we start using our mind? It's just like, we out here fighting this Rona. Black folks is all emotional about what you should do and how you should do it and where you need to put your mask on at. And anybody, man, with common sense at the end of the day, you'll say, okay, man, do whatever you need to do to stay safe. If the mask is the alternative, play the mask. Ain't no problem with that. But don't be bamboozled into not seeing where this is going. This is going to a place of social engineering, social control, so that they can dictate to you what you do, how you do, when you do, through the enforcement of some of these different situations out here, because the goal is much bigger than you just being able to sit back and worry about getting healed or getting the virus. It's much bigger than that. It's much bigger than that. You understand? And that's the part that people are not understanding. That mask that you wear is just a precursor to things to come. You can't come in the store if you ain't got the Rona, the ID necessary showing that you're healed and cured, because we're not going to see you. Now, they won't let you in the store with a mask, which has not been proven to stop the virus. Then they won't let you in the store if you ain't got your papers. You ain't got your papers, you got to scan in now to come into the store. You got to scan in now to go get your groceries. You got to scan in to get that car, get that Uber. You understand? And then that transitions into, you know what I mean? You gonna need to get that mark of the beast chair. This is where it's going. This is where it's going. But because many of us don't read, many of us don't do the necessary research and see metaphysically what's going on, we get in our feelings and get emotional when you see somebody like Dr. Stella step outside of the indoctrination machine. See? She from Nigeria. She ain't programmed the way the Negroes over here program. She a pastor too. So she operating in two realms. She's seeing the spiritual and she's seeing the physical. Most Negroes don't know what that look like. Most Negroes say they go to church, but ain't got an ounce of faith. Wouldn't know what faith look like if they wrote it on your hand, tagged you in your ass with it, and goddamn did the ritual just to help you understand what the faith machine is. We lost, man. We playing two different games. You got the sister over here, angelastanton-king, trying to run for office, do her thing. She's speaking out against the war machine, against the indoctrination machine. And she support Trump a little bit. Red flag. Negroes is on the attack. She a coon. Oh man, she a sellout. But most of you all don't even understand that the people that's holding you in slavery is the Democratic Party. They are the slaveholders. They're the ones that had you enslaved for 400 plus years. You feel me? But you got to do your homework. If you don't do your homework, you're not going to know. So the crooked charlatans are winning because Negroes are easily bamboozled by the fuckery, because at the end of the day, most of them do not use their common sense when it comes down to deciphering information, because you may be too intellectual and you want all the data. You want all the necessary documentations to make a valid point or a valid statement based off this information that you've been indoctrinated to believe is accurate. But at the end of the day, it's the information that may be misleading you down a road to death and devastation. You know, Umar Johnson ain't went to jail yet, so he been out here all this time. Y'all done called the schools, checked on his degrees, then called over to the real estate companies, then called the state boards. Y'all done did everything but call the police on the man. Because you've been taught to hate those that want to save you and love those that deceive you. Let me say that again. You've been taught to hate those that love you. I'm sorry, you've been taught to hate those that... I'm sorry, yeah, that's right. You've been taught to hate those that love you and then want to attack those that deceive you. I'm losing my mind on that. But y'all know what I'm saying. I'm thinking about something else. Lost my train of thought. So, at the end of the day, man, we have to take a serious look at what is really going on with these charlatans out here who keep stealing your money from you. Who keep stealing your money from you and stealing your sanctity, your saneness, because a lot of them are the crooks, but their mouthpiece is so smooth and so slick. Jay Morrison got a mouthpiece like you wouldn't believe. Look him up. But now his empire is unraveling. So what you think he's gonna do? He's going to have to leave Atlanta like he left New York. Because after a while, the hustle ain't gonna work here no more. So he'll probably go to Miami. He'll probably go out to Los Angeles. He'll go somewhere, but after a while, ain't gonna be nowhere else for him to run. Gonna be nowhere else for him to run. You dig? Hey man, I'm Cool Water Digital Dope Man. What I need y'all to do, I need you to share this information. Subscribe to these blogs. Subscribe to these podcasts. You know, let's dialogue, let's build, let's politic, you dig? Let's do what's necessary so we can get on the right path. Because at some point, man, the conversation got to stop and the work got to be done. Check me out at the blog, ishiphopdead.com. Look for me at the home base site, thedigitaldopeman.com. Peace and stay blessed. Holla.